Okay, so this is my solution to the bonus question number 2. In the diagram, as you can see here, we have the mass 2 and mass 1 with the angle beta and angle alpha. So the force acting upon it due to gravity is mass times gravity. And you can split that up into two components. Mass gravity sine beta, mass gravity cos beta for both. And so the only force that's acting upon it is mass 2 gravity sine beta. We've also put tension 1 and tension 2 for the ropes. We're going to need to find acceleration and tension, and we know that the friction is 0. So to find the net force, it's mass total times acceleration. So to find acceleration is force net on mass total. So the net force is m2 g sine beta minus m1 sine alpha, because we know that m2 is heavier than m1, and then the total mass. So that's acceleration. And to find t, because we know that friction equals 0 and the pulley has no mass, we can assume that T1 equals T2, the same. Tension is the weight component, so m2 g sine beta minus the force required to accelerate, so mass acceleration. And we just use T2 for this example. So it gives you this equation, and then we sub in acceleration as found up here, which gives you tension as a function of the masses and angles. F of t, m2 g sine beta minus m2 acceleration up here. So for part 2, for the masses to be at rest, velocity must equal 0, therefore acceleration is 0, and if the mass is in uniform motion, we know that acceleration also equals 0. So we can solve for these conditions. Acceleration equals 0. This equation here, acceleration equals 0. We can multiply this over, which cancels out masses, and then move sine alpha to the other side. So we end up with m1 g sine alpha equals m2 g sine beta. Cancel both g's, and then we can move the sine over and the mass over. So this is our condition. Sine alpha on sine beta must equal mass 2 on mass 1 for the acceleration, for the mass to be in uniform motion or at rest. You can also write it as m2 g sine beta minus m1 g sine alpha, which is this component, equals 0, because 0 divided by anything equals 0.